Undisputed has entered the video game boxing realm, but is it a knockout punch or do the refs need to call this game early? Well, let's find out. After about 60 fights with Undisputed, I still don't know how I feel about the game. Yeah, it's fun. It does scratch the itch that I was needing by not having a really good boxing game. The days of fight night, they just don't exist anymore. We haven't had a fight night in a very, very long time. So when I saw Undisputed, I really wanted to play this just because I haven't played a boxing game in forever. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit the mark for me. There's so many issues, and we'll kind of dive into all the problems with the game and my thoughts. Now, there's a few different game modes. There's Play Now, there's Online, and Career Mode, for example. I spent most of my time in Career Mode, which Career Mode was kind of just meh, very lackluster. When you start Career Mode, you create your character, and you have to start from the very bottom. These tiny venues, these tiny gyms, building yourself up to greatness where you can finally go for the title fights and become the greatest boxer of all time. I do enjoy the fact that it's not a overly padded career mode, kind of like NBA 2K or Madden, where you're having to watch a story of a character that you just don't really care about. I do enjoy that aspect, but I miss the days of NFL 2K5, where you could use your money to build a mansion and equip different things on there, and then you have celebrity matches. I just want some new things with career mode that we haven't gotten in a long time. Now, the career mode in this, you negotiate a fight. You pick from 3 different options that your manager finds for you, or you can manually pick your fight. Now, there are a lot of issues with that as well. Every single time I went to that manual select screen, it was always freezing, as you just saw. Once you do that, you then go and you do a media activity. It's as simple as pressing X. From there, you then go into training. Pick your gym, choose whatever training activity you want. There's no mini game there. It's as simple as, you guessed it, pressing X, and then you go into the fight. I kind of appreciate that it's straight into the point and you're back into a fight again and you're not having to do all this extra stuff. But at the same time, I kind of wish there was a little bit more to career mode other than just XXX, I'm in a fight. XXX, I'm in a fight. It would have been nice to see some other aspects to it. Maybe some more managerial aspects other than, just the bare bones that I felt like we got. Now let's get into my problems with the game, and this is one of them right here. As you can see, I knocked this person out. Now you might be wondering, well, how? I moved my hand. I was getting ready to throw a punch. I pulled my hand backwards and apparently knocked him out cold. And don't worry, I'll have multiple replays of it so you can see every angle of whatever that was. And that's just the game in general. The movements don't make sense. There's times where you go to block and your arm chicken wings up and does some weird thing. There are a lot of times where you'll try and do a combo on somebody. X, circle, circle, X. And it just keeps going well after you stop pressing buttons. Your character is still just swinging away, losing all your stamina, which, if everybody knows boxing, you need stamina. But the game's like, no, you're trying to swing. There's so many issues. I feel like the game just isn't fluid. It doesn't feel good when actually doing these boxing matches. Now, that's not to say it's not enjoyable. It is fun. It's not like the greatest fun ever. It doesn't feel like I'm playing some revitalized fight night or anything like that. It just feels like I'm playing a boxing game that just doesn't work that great. And that is what this is. And there was more issues that I had. I feel like the announcer said the same thing over and over and over again. It was kind of annoying. Also, the game has so many frame rate issues. Multiple times in multiple fights, I would just run into frame rate drops, which I'm playing on the PS5 Pro. There shouldn't be any frame rate drops whatsoever. But Undisputed said, hey, I got you. I also feel like the game is choreographed. Every fight, literally every fight, you knock somebody down, they go down for 5 seconds, they come back up. The next time they get knocked down, they are down for 8 seconds and they come back up. It is every single time. There's no fluidity or difference with the game. It just feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over, which is so disappointing. I can go on and on with gripes about the movements and how the characters look and punch and everything. I think the only other one I really want to touch on is that when you knock an opponent down, even if you get knocked down, no matter where you are in the ring, you magically teleport to the middle. I just find that really just crappy. I would like to be able to knock someone down in the corner and they're actually trying to get up in the corner. It adds a realism of instead of them just teleporting to the middle. I just don't understand why they chose that route, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I did also have one time where the game completely crashed out on me and I had to go back in. There are just too many bugs and too many issues with this game for me to suggest the $60 price point. It just isn't worth it. I think right now it's on sale for a Black Friday deal. I think if it's $30 or less, I would suggest getting it if you're a fan of boxing, because it's not an awful game, but where it is currently, it's not a great game whatsoever. I would give Undisputed a 5.5 out of 10. I don't think this is something that they can really patch. Unfortunately, I feel like this is going to be something that will be fixed in a future entry if they make a sequel or if they happen to get a sequel. But at this point, I just don't feel like this is a game that's going to get balanced or make it to where the movements are better by a patch. It just doesn't work, and I feel like there's just too many issues for me to suggest the game. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments down below. As always, this is Chris with Platinum Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Keep getting those trophies, and I'll catch you on the next video.